Welcome to SUPA Spaces, brought to you by SUPACharge and the SUPA Foundation. My name is Keith Eun. I'm a digital marketer by day and a Web3 enthusiast by night. This podcast covers Web3 news, education, and updates for our products and services. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Yo, what's up? Was trying to put out some good energy out there, but immediately disconnected, as I always do on this bloody BlueStacks app. But yeah, so we're waiting on Prince, and maybe Andy will join us a bit later. But you know, the usual, right? So I hope everyone listening in today is doing well. I myself am doing well. Got back from the gym a few hours ago, and now I'm just chilling, just doing some work, you know. So yeah, I mean, as the title suggests, we're gonna be talking about our NFTs. Ooh, you know, secret. Ooh, our NFT tier system, as well as staking and other stuff as well. Probably not gonna be as long as the previous ones, but you know, we're gonna have some fun hopefully. So I'm gonna stay muted for a while. I'll wait on Prince to come about, but then we can start. Oh, Prince is here.
Oh, good morning, good evening to everyone around there. How are you, Keith?
Yo, I'm doing good, doing good. Uh, I was just saying, in my solo monologue, just came back from the gym a few hours ago, and now just chilling, just working, you know. What is
Awesome. I just came back from dinner, had some good Thai food.
Thai food? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, So Andy, I think just got to his dinner place, right? Like maybe he's training and get later, but for now, it's
Yeah.
just the both of us, as usual.
Well, I wouldn't say as usual. Well, we had Andy for the past few spaces, right?
True, but he kind of cut off.
uh, cool. So how was your day, man? I think you just started your day, right?
Yeah, it's 3 p.m. Just the usual, not much.
Yeah,
Um,
but 3 p.m. in UK is like what? I think almost like 4-ish is like quite late, right? Do like shops around there close early?
yeah, the shops around me close at like 8, 10 maybe at the most, but yeah, it's pretty early. Other places probably close at like 5. So my place in like South Manchester is pretty good.
Ooh, sounds awesome. And it's getting colder by the day as winter
Yeah,
approaches. As the
yeah.
saying
Today,
goes in Game of Thrones, winter is coming.
oh man, did you watch the new Game of Thrones?
House of Dragons? Nope, not yet.
Oh man. I mean, it started out pretty good. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I mean, it's worth a watch still. But
Mhm.
there's a lot of bad things that are mentioned in season two. Like the whole like 50% of the cast just changed. Like
Oh
the main
wow.
characters. Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Okay. Guess I gotta watch it soon.
You finished watching the first Game of Thrones?
Yeah, quite long ago. Quite sad though because the last season wasn't really how the author forgot his I always forget what his name is. Is it
Oh,
George R. Martin?
yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, fuck this show. I'm just gonna do the book at my own pace, kind of thing. Then I think the producers just tried to end the show that way. It's quite abrupt.
Yeah, and like with no closure after that, it's just like some crazy killing here, killing there, main characters going away. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
Um, yeah, even the actors weren't too happy like about it. Yeah. Anyways, on to the agenda. So I put on the title here. We're gonna be talking about our upcoming NFT collection. So, do you want to start us off? I guess like with the whole how we gonna the overall the how we gonna do things.
Yeah, so to get started off, once we launch the chat app, well, first things first, if we will want to onboard people, so for new people who don't have an NFT, we are planning to give them free mints of the NFT, which they can mint on our website, where and it, all you need to do is just pay a bit of gas, mint it, and you'll be in our channel on the SUPACharge app. Uh, and not only that, the NFT has multiple uses, but I'll get into that later on. So these free NFTs used to access the chat app, so you get to meet everyone, new and old, who can join and use the app itself. So it doesn't limit you to not see channels and see the full range of our app itself. These NFTs in the future will have uh, tiering to it, but it will be coming maybe later on, maybe somewhere next year, I guess, mid next year or second quarter, perhaps. I'm not too sure about the
Yeah,
timeline. I might be rambling, but yeah,
yeah, and like the whole like beginning of our NFT collection is that we're gonna be letting people mint only a few slots. Like we're gonna have maybe like a beta test going on, and yeah, so maybe I don't want to put out a number out there, but let's just say maybe 1,000, maybe 100 people will get to
yeah,
uh have access to it, try out the app, and uh
yeah,
maybe provide feedback to us.
yeah. You're right. I mean, at least it gives them a way to provide feedback as well to test out the app and tell us how they want to see the app fit into their everyday use. It's cool in
Yeah.
that sense. Like we get beta testers, they get a free NFT, and this NFT will be worth something later on.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And yeah, so the NFT you can use it as your profile picture, but also it has utility as well right from the get go. We're not gonna leave you guys hanging. So um, yeah, so maybe we can expand more on the tier system. I'll start us off. The tier system, I think, will be split into three tiers, three known tiers that we know for now. And each tier, as you complete different tasks within the app, or um, should we disclose how they upgrade their tiers or not?
oh, I mean, it's not set in stone yet. That's the thing. So
Hmm.
one thing you can think of the tiers is basically unlocking features in our app. So as you upgrade your NFT, it will become a level one. So basically a tier one, tier two. Sorry, yeah, tier. Sorry, I got mixed up. Tier one. So yeah, you start off as tier zero. So we're going to go zero, one, two. So tier one, they're going to unlock a certain number of features, which I won't really say because these features aren't finalized yet per se. We are trying to pack it as much as possible so it benefits the user in to want to upgrade this NFT itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the key thing is that as tiers go up, you obviously you can. Oh, I hear a bit of clacking in the background.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, the higher you go up in tiers, the more staking you get, more staking rewards you get, and this. staking reward is in terms of sparks. And if you want to know more about sparks, you can look at it on our light paper. But so the more you invite, I mean the more you upgrade your tier, you get more staking rewards.
Yeah,
So
generally to upgrade your tier, you gotta invite more people to the app. So that's one way that we are thinking of how we can get communities together. So when you invite your friends, your family over, then you know you get a chance to upgrade your NFT, and this gives you like incentives to want to upgrade, and to maximize your sparks earning as well. And these sparks by end of month will be consolidated, and you'll be given an amount. Yeah. So that is one of the trial things we are trying to do, because we are still figuring out something not to look like, we don't want people to come and go, oh, this is just a money grab thing. No, we don't want that. We want people to come and stay, because the community is good, the community is growing, and we have active people in the app itself. That's why we are trying to get people to join, to invite, to get together as many people to join this community. And that's one way how the NFT utility will work hand in hand with this. So you invite, you get rewarded as well as the people who are invited, they also get their own reward.
yeah, well
Yeah.
said. And the thing is, I brought this up yesterday as we were talking, casually. But basically, one of the concerns that I brought up was that maybe the upgrading of the tier system may not fit everyone. And so the thing I proposed was that, oh, maybe you can just spend money and upgrade the tiering of the NFTs. And while that's kind of convenient for some people, it doesn't benefit the whole community aspect that we're going for. So if anything, if people are more comfortable purchasing higher tiered NFTs, these NFTs also will be available on listing on, like, the huge NFT exchanges. And you can just purchase it there if you're not if you're not comfortable inviting people. And speaking from experience, before all of this, before SUPA, when I was into whole DeFi and all the different crypto apps out there, where they incentivize people for inviting others. And I'm going to be very frank, I was pretty much a loner when it came to crypto and everything. So like I had um no one to really, like, so I mean, I had people to talk to about crypto, but as in they were not willing to like spend money here and there to just on different multiple projects. It's not everyone's tastes. So back then I would just buy NFTs straight off the bat, if they had some sort of tiering system, and I'm sure others would feel comfortable with that as well. So that's an option. I'm glad that's going to be an option. um, is there, maybe we can cover the whole characteristics of the NFTs? I believe there's different characteristics, right?
Yeah. So for each tier, we plan to release different NFTs, so that you can see how your NFT goes from one era to the next era, in that sense. Yeah, we got the whole concept of how that's what sorry, I should go back a bit. We're naming this concept humble beginnings. So humble beginnings, so we start off like how Darwin's theory of how we evolve. We're basically going through that kind of process with our community members. That way, each and everyone gets a different kind of NFT, and they can see how technology advances just through the art.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with
Yeah.
that whole concept, we're hoping for the art to speak for itself. It's very relatable in a sense, because as you're going through time, we I guess this NFT collection believes in evolution. So
Yeah.
the theory of evolution.
Well, I mean,
So
we have religion as well. I mean, but we don't want to put that in the mix. You know how the world is very sensitive with religion and stuff. So yeah, I mean, evolution. You can't deny evolution.
yeah, man of God first, then science. So
But,
yeah, so the whole I don't we don't want to spoil too much, but if you can imagine evolution, there's probably a monkey there, there's probably a human there, and who knows what else, right? So exciting
yeah,
stuff. I'll definitely like maybe post a little hint here and there in the upcoming tweets. But if those are not listening on these spaces, they're missing out. So I'll probably tweet out, something about, oh, we covered this and that about a certain NFT collection that's coming up, and hopefully
yeah,
they tune in. If they don't, they're out of the loop. They don't know the whole insider thing, right? And we can see with our replays, though not many, but there are
mhm,
people looking to get into the loop with our Twitter spaces. So
yeah. We are definitely looking for as many beta testers out there. But if you can't get your spot, don't worry. We will be live very soon. You can test out the app and get on board with us. Of course, I'm just gonna push this another hint. I'm just gonna release this. Well, we are planning to do this like card based kind of theme. So there will be booster packs.
whoa, hold up. Booster
Yeah,
packs. What wait,
yeah.
we're not talking about internal conflict, right?
We're not talking about internal conflict, man. There will
Okay,
be
this
some
is
sort of a yeah, there'll be some sort of a booster pack kind of like theme going on. But yeah, I mean you have to find out in our next spaces and all. We'll reveal more definitely. We are I've been doing the website revamps, been doing the coding with our software engineers, and things are looking pretty good.
yeah. Yeah, that's cool stuff. So apart from the whole NFTs and the different tiering system, though, we're trying to really make Sparks not. I don't believe it is going to be a token, if I'm correct. Um,
Well, yeah, you're right. Actually, it's not gonna be a token per se. It's more of a like a gamified way to earn something.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be a token. We may release a token in future. Who knows? But we the reason why we mentioned Sparks is because it's not like what other social fi apps are doing out there. They either have a token, they either reward users, based on simple actions, and that doesn't just that doesn't make sense as a whole when it comes to the whole tokenomics side of things. Can you imagine just creating value out of thin air, just liking a post, sharing something, and you get rewarded for that? That doesn't make any sense in our opinion. So when we do release a token, when we do let you guys know, it will be very sustainable in terms of the tokenomics model, and maybe a little bit of explanation regarding Sparks. It's Prince has talked about it before. It being like you get a certain amount and then you get a certain share of like maybe of rewards, right? But the the whole point of Sparks is once you get a proportion of rewards, month by month, it will wipe out. So it will reward only active users that come about regularly, and also because it gets wiped out, you're not going to get like this whole passive income, that kind of thing. It's not as Prince said, a cash grab. So it's going to be if you're not active, you don't contribute to your community, to the wider space that is Supercharge, you're simply just not going to get rewarded. So it's sustainable. It's nothing to do with being a token. That's the number one thing. And yeah, so it's great in our opinion. Prince, you have any
Yeah,
more to add regarding that? Those two stuff, the sparks and NFTs. If not, maybe we can just, I guess, talk
yeah. I
about
think we can move on from here because we are still treading on very what do you call that? Very some of the specific ideas we don't want to reveal yet because it's not really finalized, as I mentioned earlier. So hopefully we can really finalize it. I mean, I'm not talking about the UI and all. I'm talking about like really rewarding the active users. We want to give them as much benefit as we can give them, so that they are really rewarded for their hard work in keeping the community active. Yeah, we don't want to just see people go in and GM or GN. That's not that's not right, right?
Yeah. Oh, actually, I think we have another great talking point about this. This is something that I was really, really passionate about uh,
Mm-hmm.
past past few weeks, to be honest. But
Oh.
it has to do with I probably messaged this a few days ago to you guys, but it's to do with what people talk about on our app. So when you look at crypto Twitter, you look on Discord or whatever. So you reminded me of it when you said crypto Twitter likes to do GM, and that kind of stuff. So while it is kind of fun, right, farming engagement and like being friendly to one another, the thing that I wanted to bring up was the whole like how unique in terms of what people are going to chat about. So if you think about it, right? So how does our app work? Our app works on a wallet to wallet messaging basis, and with that, right, that comes with a whole host of different things to consider. So this is something interesting, right? W- the traditional way is two ways, right? When it comes to chat app, it's either email or it's a phone number, and so we're used to this kind of things. We chat regularly, so this has become the norm. But then I asked myself, like, so wouldn't wallet to wallet messaging be a bit different? And truth is, it actually is, because when you think about it, looking at the, let's say, SUPACharge profiles, right? You get to look at the the user's portfolio, and we came to a conclusion about this, but the main issues were that people who are maybe prefer privacy, or wish to keep their assets private, they don't really want to like converse or showcase their stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
what sort of measures are we putting in play in order to alleviate that kind of privacy thing? um, you want to take that on, Chris?
Well, yeah. Well, one thing we can do is we can't control who actually puts their wallet or who reveals their NFT. So we leave that to the owners themselves, to register with maybe their own other wallet with the NFTs in there, so you don't showcase your portfolio. Maybe in the future we might do something like a privacy kind of measurement where they can hide their username or hide their portfolio. But it I mean, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense for someone to, like, use their main wallet. I'm pretty sure everyone out there has like three, four, five wallets, right? So
Hmm.
perhaps maybe one wallet to showcase the NFTs that they have, but another wallet that holds the funds that they actually have on their wallet. So maybe what they can do is they can use the NFT wallet itself to just showcase that, okay, we have this NFT. So I remember you mentioning about Snoop Dogg, right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna.
maybe if he has, I'm pretty sure he has a couple of wallets. So like, if he's gonna say like, oh, I'm gonna showcase my NFT, but I don't want to showcase what I have in my wallet. I'll just put my NFT in another wallet and just say, hey, this is the NFT I own, and yeah, I'm legit, because our
Yeah.
app itself actually, like, proves that you actually own the NFT.
Mhm. And yeah, I brought up that whole Snoop Dogg topic, hoping to maybe challenge our CTO, Brian. But in reality, it just makes sense. So my whole argument was that uh,
Mhm.
okay, let's say Snoop Dogg, with his millions in probably crypto, like were to join Supercharge, fingers crossed. It's it's kind of like I don't want to show my millions to the public, right? And that's understandable. But here's the thing: it's like it's all on the blockchain already. That was basically what you and Brian were mentioning, was
Yeah,
that like no one is not going to know that they have the board ape
yeah,
that they bought. So it's already out there.
yeah.
And
It's just sorry, I cut you off, but yeah, it's just a matter of time before they discover it, right?
yeah, no, you're fine. So it's everyone knows where it's at, and if they're willing to just transfer the assets onto the multiple wallets that they have, it pretty easy. You'll have multiple accounts on Supercharge. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, cool, cool.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can move on now. I just wanted to mention that. Uh,
No
so
worries, man.
right now, if you're just tuning in for all the Supercharge updates, that's pretty much it. Is there anything we want to cover? Any updates for Super Foundation? If not, I will probably just go to the news.
Oh, cool. Well, for Super Foundation, actually, there's nothing much yet because we plan to showcase the map or the area of how the gameplay footage actually looks like, but we aren't ready yet to show that. Perhaps maybe soon we'll do the giveaway for our NFTs, but we don't want to rile that up too fast, right, Keith? Because
Mm-hmm.
I think if we rile that up, then people will be like, "Hey, so when's the game launching? Hey, when's the game launching?" We don't want that kind of negativity, but rather we want people to be like really hyped that the game is coming. So to all you Super Foundation fans who are still holding our NFTs and our tokens, be prepared when the game comes. You will need those tokens and NFTs for the game itself.
Yeah, let's go pump that token. um,
Yeah.
so cool. Yeah. It's kind of hard to give a week on week update for a game that we're still developing, so that's understandable. So let's move on to the news section. So let me give you a rapid fire, Prince, and the audience that's going to be listening in. So this week we have literally today. Let me give you the latest one. Literally today, Binance uh, had a $570 million hack, and
Wow.
also so the funds are safe, but 100 million worth of Binance coin got stolen on Friday, on today basically. So 570 million safe, 100 million stolen. The next thing is crypto exchange FTX token surges 7%, despite the whole market being red after
Wow.
a Visa partnership report. So they are going to be partnering with Visa, so that's huge. And lastly, it would be regarding regarding the Europe's ban of all crypto wallet services to Russia in new sanctions package. So I don't know which one you want to dive into, but the last one seems pretty interesting.
Well, I'm kind of interested in the Binance hack. I mean, like, what happened, man?
Yeah, so the Binance hack is um, it's to do with an exploit regarding their whole software and exchange kind of bit. And CZ tweeted this out. He said an exploit on a cross-chain bridge BSC token hub resulted in extra BNB. So it was regarding the bridge and the token hub. We have all asked we have asked all validators to temporarily suspend BSC, The issue is contained now. Your funds are safe. We apologize for the inconvenience and provide further updates accordingly. So it's to do with the generation of extra BNB tokens out of thin air when users deal with the cross-chain bridge, when they deal with the BSC token hub. Um, I don't believe there have been any cases of this when it comes to cross-chain bridges. Do you know of any that have happened in the past?
Um, I don't think so. Usually, when they say hack, someone just entered, stole the money, and transferred it away. But this is a first. I mean, it's just a software exploit, right?
Yeah, and it's not common for it to be let alone on the cross-chain bridge, which is relatively straightforward, right? You think that everything's audited, perfectly, but the generation of extra BNB tokens, now that's something else. So the so I mean CZ didn't give a reply to regarding the 100 million that was actually stolen. Um, Based on Bloomberg and Business Insider, they said at least 7 million of it has been stolen, but luckily the accounts have been frozen. So that's the bare minimum, right? And
Yeah.
the and yeah, the whole, can you imagine, like, all of their third party validators and internal validators have stopped BSC for a while? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, man. And they're quite big, and a lot of people actually use Binance around the world. So to have this happen and validators to be frozen, it kind of give like a very, very troubling news to them.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to mention was, like, I just thought about this. If
Mm.
the majority of Binance's traffic and how they make money is within the platform themselves, so it's not the whole BSC chain, right? And what's kind of lucky and not great at the same time is that the whole Binance ecosystem, based on the research I've done in the past, I believe the ratio of users and volume is something crazy, like 1 and 7. So for every uh for every one for every 7 people that use Binance's, just the website, the exchange, the app, there's
Mm-hmm.
only one person that uses the whole Binance ecosystem. So with 300 million being at risk due to a cross bridge hack, can you imagine how much it would have been? I mean, obviously you can imagine, but like it would have been something crazy of like 7 times 300, which is 2.1 billion, something like that, you know?
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, that's crazy, right? And what's even crazier is that just this year, um, two collectively 2 billion, uh, there has been hacks of over $2 billion of when it comes to the crypto industry. So right now, year over year, you'd expect these kinds of credible names like Binance, Ethereum, and whatnot to hold itself when it comes to their ecosystems. But lo and behold, 300 million is lost. I mean, is I guess frozen. And if they were any bigger when it came to their whole DeFi and whole ecosystem, it would have been 2 billion. And this year is 2 billion, and we only see these kinds of hacks going up based on projections.
Yeah. Everyone's suffering right there, right now. And people are trying to just find loopholes because, in all honesty, the Web3 industry is still very, very new, right? Relatively new,
Yeah,
though, to say. We are still in it's the .com era of today. Yeah, like a repeat of history, if I might say so.
yeah, and because it being so new, there's a bunch of people that's going to get hurt, and it's kind of obviously it's alienating to a lot of people. But if people just look at the past, like you've mentioned before, the whole dot-com bubble, like wasn't it something crazy like 99% of whatever people invested back then became useless at the end? It was just any other website, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true. It was something like that. So that's why I think with the current times, I believe it won't be that way. I'm pretty sure there'll be have some golden opportunities around for people who actually listen in and like read up on more of the Web3 news. And the more adoption we get on the Web3 space, that's when things will become clearer and much better for everyone, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why we are creating an app where people will actually use something like how Facebook was created out of thin air, how WhatsApp was created out of thin air. You know, people didn't know the expansion or the opportunity when creating this thing. They just created it and say, hey, this is something that we know that the future will need to use. So that's where we are moving on, right?
Mm-hmm. So I
Yeah.
recently made a tweet, kind of bold. I was just saying
Mm-hmm.
that we are just like, I mean, like we're better than WhatsApp. We're just like, I just said make a bold claim that we're better than WhatsApp, and yes and no when it comes to this. So like based on what you just said, right? Like
Yeah.
every back then, everyone was like, "Whoa, my God, that's an email address and websites and whatever." So it just makes sense that everyone now who just has a wallet, it's basically like an email address, but uh, obviously blockchain, your assets and whatever. But your wallet
Yeah.
address is like an email address, and you're just going to use it for social kind of chatting. And we believe that that's just the natural course. And
Mm-hmm.
also with the whole finance aspect of blockchain technology, it also just makes sense to monetize your social presence and social um, value as an individual influencer creator moving forward.
Yeah. That's very true. I mean, nowadays people, I mean, not only fans, you have like what gamers on Patreon, you have gamers on Twitch, you know, YouTubers, TikTokers, Facebook Live, Insta Live. All of these people are trying to find ways to monetize their social content. So it's one way how we want to help them to monetize it on the Web3 space itself.
And
Yeah.
all these creators out there, you see them thriving and whatever, but the the whole reason of blockchain and social, why they're so hand in hand, is that it just brings back power and monetary value back to the let's say influencer. So the influencer doesn't have to rely on all these web 2 platforms to take a cut from them, um, you know evaluate, like having their value based off what people will buy. Is just literally like you put a video, like let's say on Patreon or whatever, and you monetize it on your own terms. You don't have to comply with all the whole they take a portion, to follow their regulations and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
Thinking I
yeah,
mean
sorry, go on.
yeah, like what sort of like what you say, something like cut out the middleman, right?
Definitely. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
easiest way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. And I see Andy has joined us.
Yeah, hi guys.
Yo,
Yeah,
welcome.
Andy. So just to give you a quick rundown, basically we've covered Supercharge and Super Foundation updates. Right now we're just going through the news. Um, the uh, we've covered the whole Binance hacking situation. 300 million was exploited. Now
Yes,
we
I
probably
heard.
will. Oh. now we probably
No,
move
continue, man.
the whole FTX situation. But before we moved on to the FTX situation, we went on a rant on like uh, what SocialFi is and how it relates back to the current Web2 situation. So yeah, that's the rundown. Uh, I don't know if you guys want to add anything else on that. If not, we can move on.
Nah, I think I said my piece.
Cool. So the next bit of news is regarding FTX's huge surge in token price, which is like 7%, even though everything's red right now. That's to do with their whole Visa partnership report, and that's huge, right? Let me just give you a rundown. So they partnered, and it's to do obviously Visa debit cards and whatnot, and it's going to be available um, all across the globe, particularly in the Latin America, Europe, and Asia region. Oh, no mention of US. Okay, that's interesting. And it's going to be available right off the get go for 40 countries. They don't list it here. Um, and yeah, and all the it's going to disrupt every competitor in the whole debit card industry. I mean, forget about the Web3 industry. No one's close when it comes to that. When it comes to Visa debit cards, uh, and yeah, the main highlights is that not even Coinbase can come close with its version last year. And lastly, when it comes to the whole auditing side of things, they're going to be taking on Deloitte to to do the audit. So, any comments on that, guys?
Hmm. Well, I really have no comments on that, man. If they really do go through with this and crypto debit cards become a mainstream thing, there'll be a lot of millionaires out there, I can say.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
the next best thing, right? When you look at Binance, and despite their recent hack, they actually have their own debit card system. And unfortunately, their debit card system is not available for everyone. You have to go through this like vetting process, and you have to have a whole have a certain amount of assets. And I believe you have to have collectively, I think, 300K. I might be wrong, but it's 300K.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not available for everyone, right? And I think that's to do with their whole onboarding. Like I think it's very slow when it comes to that. They can't basically they don't have the bandwidth to hold like millions of people having their Binance debit card, and that's understandable. But now with Visa themselves directly partnering with FTX, I'm pretty sure they can onboard a bunch of people. And that whole onboarding thing, can you imagine like you're gonna have millions of users on FTX being able to straight away spend directly from their spot account? That's freaking crazy. You don't need to even rely on like withdrawing your assets onto like your traditional bank account, your savings account, and then spend. You're gonna be able to straight away spend your money, which is freaking crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man, that sounds huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so Prince, you wanna say anything?
Oh, no, I just wanted to say that, yeah, if that really happens, uh, I think you will see the crypto industry really, really boom, and you will see Web3 take off just like that. Every other asset out there is actually worth something.
Yeah, and actually, the whole barrier to entry kind of thing is one of the major factors for people adopting crypto, right? And I don't think people understand the magnitude of this partnership with Visa themselves. It's is freaking huge because like um if people's assets, if you're investing in FTX and whatnot, and you being able to straight away spend your assets directly, is it it like it not only eliminates, it eradicates the middleman, because not everyone needs to put it in the savings account anymore. You're just gonna you, some people, their chunk of change, maybe their investment portfolio isn't too big compared to all these big guys who hold Binance cards. You're just going to be able to just spend like that, and it's going to make waves, because if you look at all the major cryptos, like like Phantom, back then, not Phantom now, Phantom's dying, but Phantom back then, uh they onboarded a marketing guy, they onboarded a business development guy, and they went on podcasts mentioning like, okay, we hired these guys because we want to expand our um onboarding potential for new users, not only from Ethereum, but also from a traditional web 2 sense, right? You want regular people's using Phantom. But in all honesty, and I think Prince and Andy share the same view, is that I think Phantom kind of failed when it comes to that, because when you look back in January, when Phantom was on the boom, when it was like $3, like, even though they onboarded all these people, look at who they were sponsoring. They were sponsoring um they were sponsoring F1, F1 stickers or F1 sponsorships, and like, not to be too rude, but it's kind of useless, like, what do you guys think?
Well, with the way you put it, yeah, I think it's quite useless, I guess. They should have been actually empowering more of their Web3 creators. So like their game section, their DeFi. I mean, they have quite awesome DeFi's out there, like exchanges like Spooky Swap. You're talking like Beats. I think One Ring also. One Ring is quite good, but uh, apparently they didn't really like help them after they have already boomed. They should have continued like the marketing side, pushing to say that they're here to stay. But they had their flip ups. I'm pretty sure they're going to come up with something. But let's just see what happens after the bear market ends, and see how they fare after that. I think that's where you will actually see chains that are really prominent start to rise up.
Yeah, and I believe Phantom had this whole funding opportunity for developers as well, and I think that's what was one of the main reasons, with the mass boom in price, and different of that, a bunch of different dApps coming along into Phantom. So that was great, right, for the whole chain, for the whole Web3 thing. But
Yeah,
we so there's two main things that sort of bridge the gap between normies, the Web 2 users, and getting into crypto. So the first thing being obviously huge exchanges, boom, one, FTX, right? The second thing being Circle, and as many of you guys know, Circle is basically USDC, right? And
yeah.
they have their whole onboarding procedures and whatnot, and they're partnering with the biggest of names, and that's why um, USDC is a mainstay. It's because of them. So now, with a huge Web2 mainstay company like Visa, and one of the biggest exchanges in the world, FTX, this is now you guys know the monumental partnership this is. It's huge. Um, So yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, sorry I went on a ramble, but if you guys have
Oh, it's
anything to add
fine,
on,
man.
maybe
Uh,
move on, or Andy, you wanna uh chip in,
Yeah, I
or
guess we can move on.
cool, very
yeah,
cool. So the next thing, and the last thing probably we're gonna talk about, we've rambled along for quite a while, is regarding the whole Europe ban for all crypto wallet services to Russia in new sanctions package. So the report here is by Decrypt, and basically, obviously, because of the war going on, people, in Russia kind of look like people don't want to support Russia, basically. And yeah, it states here that the European Union, excuse me,
mm,
has placed a blanket ban on all crypto services to Russian entities as part of its eighth round of sanctions against the country. I didn't know there was eight rounds, but this is the eighth one. Uh, so the existing prohibitions on crypto assets have been tightened by banning all crypto asset wallets accounts or custody services, irrespective of the amount of wallet, read the European Commission's press release on Thursday. So further info on that would be there was an original limit already set. So the original limit was established in April, allowed such services to continue servicing Russian wallets holding 10K or less. So helping, I guess, the middle class consumers still, managing to move around their assets. That's great. So yeah, that makes sense. And lastly, I think no longer provided Russians.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
think this ban is uh I don't know. I have kind of mixed feelings about this. I pity the people, the citizens in Russia itself, because they're the ones that suffering from this war also. I mean, it's not to say I don't pity the people in Ukraine. I mean, they are the ones getting, getting bullied by a bigger, like a bigger powerhouse, right? So
yeah,
doing this kind of bans, I guess it's going to be a huge negative impact on the citizens itself. And if Russia does not, I mean, if everyone closes their doors to Russia, I think the citizens in Russia itself is going to suffer, and hopefully they will, they will be more lenient to the citizens itself. It's not humane, I feel.
yeah. And
Yeah.
thank God for the whole 10,000 minimum. That was great because if you think about it, ruble, the Russian ruble, uh, like I think a few months ago went on like a bear market. Basically, went on like a fire sale. Um,
Yeah.
but now it's doing decent, I guess. So yeah, thankfully they were able to use their crypto assets back then to at least fund themselves, right? So
Yeah.
the major consequence of all this, the whole ban right now, is that because all the even huge exchanges, they won't be able
Mm-hmm.
to let them withdraw their assets. They won't have any service to them. And I was doing a quick Google search and I saw the top eight crypto exchanges in Russia. So let me read them out to you. So we have crypto.com, Bybit, OKCoins, CEX.io, Kraken,
Mm-hmm.
Paxful, Bytely, and Binance. So the biggest one, am I reading this correctly? I mean, no, this is just in order. But yeah, so imagine crypto.com, Kraken, Binance. So these three big
Yeah.
names. And yeah, can you imagine not being able to withdraw from your Binance account? I think that would like make people suffer even more in Russia because like the ruble's still kind of shit, and you want to sort of
Mm-hmm.
result into crypto being able to trade and still invest something out of the Russian economy. But now it's looking more and more likely that it's not going to be the case, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess let's just pray and hope for the best for them, as well as the Ukraine citizens. Hopefully, this resolves quickly. This isn't looking very well for those who are like not directly involved, I would guess.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I believe we sort of didn't pay attention to. I mean, I didn't pay attention to the whole listeners, right? But we had Danny. Shout out to him
Oh yeah.
if he listened back to this, and also Michelangelo.eth. Whoa, poggers! Another listener.
Hey,
Just a shout
Michelangelo.
out. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, I think apart from that, so we mentioned three major news. We've covered Supercharge and Super Foundation updates, Super Foundation's game coming up, um, internal conflict. So we covered all these three main points, and I think that's pretty much it. So, Michelangelo, you came in a bit late, but it's all good. So yeah, Prince Andy, you wanna say anything before we close this out? The floor is yours.
Oh yeah. So if you have been following our Superverse story, We are currently at part 13. So later on, I'm going to release another part. If you have not read our story, you can continue reading at our Discord page. I've actually set up a sort of like a forum where you can actually see each chapter individually, as well as our partners' stories. The ones that we partner with, we actually took time to write those stories, to focus, to say like like we are partnering with these people, and that their story actually runs together with ours, more of like tales from the other side. That's what we call it. Yeah, you can read up all about it all on our Discord. We're also coming out a website, so it's easy for the users and people to just jump in and dive right into the story itself. Yeah, and stay tuned and look out for more previews for our internal conflict game, as well as our SUPACharge app.
Yep, and as usual, thank you guys for listening.
Cool. So, yeah, lastly, just a reminder, if you're interested in our app, we're going to be opening out some spaces for the beta test. So if you're interested, feel free to join our Discord, our Telegram. You'll be sure to, let you in on that. So, yeah, that's that. So thanks everyone for listening. Thank you, Michelangelo, specifically for being the last one here. So, yeah, thank you guys. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
All right, see you guys next week. Oh, and on the last note, sorry, if for the beta test, just to apply, just drop your name in our Discord. There is a channel that says beta test SUPACharge. Just drop by in, drop your name, and we'll pick it up and give you the updates as we go along. Thanks everyone. Thanks for listening.